The Walking Group Leader, or WGL award scheme, is aimed at those taking groups into non-mountainous, high or remote country. Such terrain is often described as moor, fell, hill or down. This sort of terrain accounts for vast tracts of wild and exciting land that is accessible and within easy reach of many urban conurbations, and provides excellent opportunities for large numbers of people to get out and enjoy the countryside. Even though these particular areas may not be as rugged as some parts of the Scottish Highlands, the Central Fells of the Lake District and Snowdonia, they can still present real challenges for a group leader, so there is a need for a high degree of skill, self-reliance and judgment.
The principle this afternoon is to walk onto the hill in daylight and particularly look at
Whilst much of the WGL course is very practical in nature, indoor theory sessions will help develop a deeper understanding of technical skills. The Walking Group Leader Award requires people to have technical competence in navigation and route finding, know how to deal with emergencies and problems, and have a good sound knowledge of equipment.
The Walking Group Leader course gives adults a wide range of skills, allowing them to take groups of young people and adults onto the sort of more accessible hill and moorland regions of the British Isles.
People undertaking the award should understand their responsibilities as a group leader, have the ability to organise and manage a camping or bunkhouse trip for a group, and have a good working knowledge of access, conservation and environmental issues. Finally, they must understand the weather and how it might affect their plans for any given day in the outdoors, and to act accordingly.
A lot of Walking Group Leader candidates do move on to the Mountain Leader scheme in the fullness of time, but for many it's just a great way of getting the skills that lets them take out Duke of Edinburgh scout groups, school groups into these moorland regions.
The WGL differs from the Mountain Leader Award mainly in that it does not train or assess candidates' ability to look after novices on rocky or exposed steep ground, or wild camp in a remote situation, although many of the other skills are shared.
The skills are mainly group management and navigation, but we cover a whole wide range of emergency procedures, equipment, countryside access issues, environmental issues, and simply things that make it interesting for the young people who are coming with the people on the walks. 350 now. We've been looking at like 500, 600 metre legs, haven't we, or even longer than that, timing them. 300, 350. How might you estimate that distance?
There will always be distinctions made between appropriate terrain for the holders of different awards and the terrain that may be considered inappropriate or beyond their remit. An award holder should be able to recognise and avoid such hazards.
Yeah, although it's only a 3-day course, we're on day 2 now, and already people are starting to think that they're developing some pretty worthwhile skills for being out here with groups of young people.
A light covering of snow or morning frost on the ground, such as we see here, should not necessarily prevent a group exploring the hills, as these conditions can occur at any time from October to April. Award holders should have the necessary skills to make appropriate judgments regarding the underfoot conditions and act accordingly. As well as operating in good conditions, candidates are expected to be able to operate in poor visibility and cope with the onset of darkness. Candidates are expected to have personal experience of at least 20 good days out on the hills before attending training, and 40 as an absolute minimum before assessment. Throughout the UK, there are large areas of accessible and beautiful countryside where the WGL is an appropriate award for those leading novices, especially if avoiding the more rugged, rocky and sharp, pointy bits.
I think the groups benefit by just getting a real adventure experience in an area that's close to home. It's just nice here in the Peak District that you don't have to go too far out, but you can find yourself in the real wilds like we are today. But half an hour we can be back at the centre. And the experiences, when they get back, they'll be talking to their mates, reliving those experiences, and you can tell when they get back that they actually really have gained something from the experience, and that's what really drives me when I take the groups out. I think it's just nice to foster a real sense of adventure. I think kids nowadays just don't get much opportunities to get out into areas like this, and particularly here in the Peak District, it's really nice that it's so accessible. These kids are only just down the road, but I've never been anywhere like this.
Well, coming away with a group of friends, it's like it makes the experience even better because you can have more of a laugh.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do the climbing and other adventure tasks when
Makes
you're
it
with your
more
mates.
makes it more exciting as well.
I like to come again, definitely walking in the Peak District.
Better weather again, but yeah, it's good.
Well, today's been quite hard work, hasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, coming up them hills a bit steep and a bit
A
windy.
bit tricky, but it's quite a fulfilling feeling once we're at the top.
Yeah.
Nice views, everything.
Yeah.
Areas such as the Beacons in South Wales, the Howgills on the fringes of the lakes, the Pentland Hills in Scotland and the Sperrin Mountains in Northern Ireland are all good examples of the sort of places where a WGL hodder can lead groups in fine upland country.
Coming away as a school group's really fun and exciting because you experience with all your friends instead of like just you. So yeah. It's the first time I've ever been at somewhere like this.